Everyone, welcome back to the stream. We've already got some people, the early birds, Zach, Silver, and Rocky Mountain Gobblers. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Zach. Good morning, Silver. Good morning, Rocky Mountain. Yeah, the stocks are exploding today. We got them pulled up right here. PROG up huge in after hours, and pre-market especially breaking $6. It looks like we're going to open up near $6, which is very exciting. So we'll see if we can't break past that. But I will point out that for PROG at least, it doesn't matter necessarily if we break past 6. What we're looking to break past is 750 because that's the next set of open interest call options that are in the money. In between 550 and 750, there was a big break in them. So we're going to see if we can actually get past 750 today without the momentum of continuing to break through new strike prices on these call options. Now, we'll see if we can do it. I'm surprised that they decided not to add more call options. I'm sure people would have been buying them if the market makers provided, $6, $6.50, $7 call options. For some reason they didn't, but here we go. It means that even more people are just buying up these 750 call options. We have a huge increase in them, 46,000 now. So a ton of people buying these up. And I will say that the higher priced call options are actually more effective at helping the stock price rise because if we actually end up getting those in the money, then people are going to have to start covering when PROG isn't, $3 or $3.50. They're going to have to cover when PROG is $7.50. So it's much more expensive for shorts to cover, or not just for shorts, but for people selling those call options to cover in that situation. So, Sodos, good morning. Shiny Shinyman, good morning. We've got the regulars in the stream already. This is awesome. We're only 2 minutes in, and we've got 21 viewers. Excellent stuff. So, Sundial also. I'm really liking the Sundial chart. We have been forming a nice support at 80 cents. It looks like we bounced off of it a couple times. We got close to it in after hours and not touching it, which I actually like. The fact that we're not touching the support level, we're just getting close and then starting to move away. So today could be a good day for Sundial, right? Some of the initial volatility seems to have worn off. We were relatively stagnant yesterday. We'll see what happens today. Maybe we can break past 85, which is where we struggled yesterday. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. Good morning, Steven. Let's do. I think you mean let's go, but yep. And Silver says regulators mount up. Yeah, they might have to do some halting today with the way PROG is going. PROG is really blowing up. I mean, looking at let's take a peek at the 10-day chart. PROG is it's a nice curve right here that we've got going. We'll see if we can't get to start moving up straight in a straight line. And Soto says check Lucid the next hour. Yeah, I've taken a peek at Lucid. Lucid and I actually have Rivian, both of them up here. You can see Lucid's in the bottom left, Rivian in the bottom right. Both of them seem to be taking a little bit of a dump in the pre-market, though they were doing very well in after hours and the day prior. So we'll see what goes on with those. I don't know if it's just some EV hype wearing off not seeing news to justify move lower in electric vehicle manufacturers, says BZ. All right, I think that's Benzinga. So it looks like there's no news. It's just some hype has worn off for EVs and they're starting to get sold. So we'll see what happens with it. Alvaro Colojo says, good morning, Rob and traders. Good luck to all. Good luck, guys. Good luck. And Samrat saying, good morning. Good morning, Shadow Girl. And Wayne asks to check MULN. We'll take a peek at it. We'll take a peek at it right here. MULN. Okay, so it looks like it has been moving up somewhat significantly after hours. There must have been some news and an earnings call coming out later this afternoon, it looks like. So let's see what they've done over the long term. Looks like they have been moving up significantly. Is this a short squeeze play? Is that what people are trying to do here? Is it momentum hoping to get a short squeeze? Let's take a peek at the Ortex for MULN real quick before the trading day starts, if Ortex will work. MULN, interesting. Ortex, there we go. No, not Mulberry Group. MULN. It's weird. It's not quite showing up. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about when I type in MULN into Ortex. MULN. Or that's NULN. MULN right there. It does not want to give me Mullen Automotive. So I don't know what's up with that. Maybe it's too low of a market cap. Maybe Ortex doesn't have anything on it. Let me check Market Watch and see what they've got. Praying PROG hits high today, says Sotos. Me too. I mean, we're very close to a high on PROG. I think the all-time high of this pump was 646, and we got very close in pre-market. We got to 637, 638. So if you're looking for an all-time high in PROG, well, you'd have to go pretty darn high. 1592, it looks like. I don't know if we'll hit that today. We'll see. We don't have... MULN is EV play. Okay. All right. So, yeah, Mullen Automotive. It looks like it's following along with Lucid and Rivian, right? Taking a little bit of a dip, as you know, all the EV stocks seem to be doing. I wonder what Tesla's doing actually. Okay, yeah, Tesla as well. It was moving up. Oh, it looks like it had a nice bounce off of 1,000. Nice. I hadn't taken a peek at Tesla in a couple days, but it looks like it was moving up big yesterday. Ooh, should have been looking at that. Wow. Well, Tesla's been doing good, it looks like. So, Mohammed Sadiq says, "Hi Rob, is direct offering for SBET good? Just announced." Let me take a look at SBET. Typically, direct offerings aren't great for the stock price short term. SharpLink Gaming. Let's see what they're all about. I think we've looked at this one before. Typically, you don't want to see stock offerings for the short-term price if you're in it for the short term. But if you're in it for the long term, it can be decent for the company to raise capital, right? If they're losing money over the long term, then they're going to have to raise some capital one way or another. Oftentimes, they'll do it through direct offerings. And for some reason, nothing's working today. SBT has no profile on MarketWatch, but we can see $54 million market cap, so maybe that's why. So relatively small. Doesn't quite tell me what they're all about, but obviously some companies are going to have to raise capital. These direct offerings happen very frequently for a lot of different stocks, so not the biggest concern in the world. The fact that it didn't actually drop down that much, right? Like it was actually trading around this level. If you look right here, it was trading around this level just earlier yesterday, so it really hasn't dropped down. It really hasn't sank that much considering where it was yesterday. So not the worst direct offering I've ever seen, right? Sometimes you can really get direct offerings that just tank stock price. It looks like that's not what's going on here. So Manny C, good morning. And let's see, Sarah Patterson, do you think Baba is going to give a good earnings report? Alibaba, I got involved in Alibaba a while back, and I've ended up selling my shares because they have just been tanking. We'll see if they have good earnings. I think what did it is I bought in probably at the peak. I probably bought in at the peak. It must have been near, and maybe I saw a little dip. Maybe I bought in at 270. But it's unfortunate that I sold, or it's fortunate that I sold, but unfortunate what happened causing me to sell, right? I think Jack Ma got taken away by the Chinese Communist Party or something like that, and maybe silenced or something for a while until he showed up and was much more willing to go along with whatever they wanted. So that just kind of showed that Alibaba didn't really have as much power as people thought, even though they were a large company. And it's been not doing great ever since. So I did end up getting out of it eventually, just because I just kept seeing it tank and tank and tank. But I think I only lost like $1,000 on it, unfortunately, though. So will they have a good earnings report? I can't say. I have not been keeping up with them lately. I would have been keeping up with them more if I still owned the stock, but I dropped it a while ago. Probably for a massive loss, but the earnings report could be good. I mean, they've always been profitable, at least what it looks like over the past 2 years. They've been profitable, so I don't see why they couldn't continue growing in China. It looks like they've been increasing earnings the past 2 quarters in a row. So we'll see if they can continue it for the third. I could maybe be interested in getting back in Alibaba. I think this is cheaper than where I sold it, so maybe it might be a good buy. So I will point out, guys, just for those of you who are interested, we've got 83 viewers and 30 likes, and you guys know I appreciate it when you guys hit the like button. So let's see, maybe we could even get 40 likes on the video. Maybe half the people watching might like the video, the stream. That would be greatly appreciated, but no hard feelings if not. If you guys don't want to, no hard feelings. I don't care about it that much. And Shadow Girl says, what about SONO/SEV? Is it worth it to invest? Let's take a peek. SONO. We'll just briefly look at both of these, and SEV, I think it was SEV. So okay, so SEV isn't quite showing up, but Sono we can take a peek at. It looks like it's been doing great over the past 2 years, 3 years. Same kind of story. All right, so they just became profitable a couple of quarters ago. They've got another earnings call. Did that just happen, or is it happening later today? So that could be good. Let's see, what have their earnings been doing over the past year? Their earnings, looks like they started out a little bit better. Their earnings have actually been decreasing, it looks like, ever since the beginning of this year. They had a 117, a 31 cent, 27 cent. We'll see if they can turn that around. That could be very good. So Vivi says, could you please check on DWAC? We will definitely look at DWAC. Let me pull up something else. Let me pull up Tesla here real quick just to get something on the chart. And then we'll pull up DWAC here. So I was actually just looking at DWAC myself. DWAC seems to be stuck at 60 cents, or at $60. Hopefully, yeah, good thing it's not 60 cents, which is actually pretty good, right? We want to see higher support levels than what we have in the past. And the fact that DWAC is starting to use 60 as a support instead of 55 is very nice. In the past, we used to be bouncing off of 55. You can see over the past 30 days or so, we used to use 55 as the support. We bounced off of it a couple of times here, bounced off of it here, and then, let's see, we got close here and bounced off of it here as well. So the fact that we're now using 60 as more of a support than 55, not quite. Obviously we're dropping down a little bit every now and then, but 60 really is starting to hold us a little bit better. So it's good stuff to see that we're slowly trending up with DWAC. We're just waiting for the big catalyst to pop this one off. I think that Trump talking will really start to move it up. So let's see. Silver says, Walmart reported good numbers. I'm feeling a movement in food stocks. Kroger, Walmart, Costco, winter play. Folks hoarding up like squirrels. Certainly, yeah, I guess they might be doing that. Yeah, come winter, people are going to want to stock up on some food. They're getting worried about inflation also. The non-perishables, you may as well stock up. Inflation is certainly a big worry. I was just hearing that a lot of the food prices have been going up this year. Bacon's up, I think, 19%. Beef is up something like 30% this year. Eggs are up 19%. And I've noticed it when I'm shopping. Things are up huge. So there is actually a comment that I want to get to, but things are up huge food-wise. So it would not surprise me to see, in preparation for the beginning of next year, people are buying up a lot of non-perishable food. So Junkin Irish says, opinion on Fisker. And I actually do have an opinion on Fisker. I have bought into Fisker. I bought into Fisker a bit ago. We'll pull up the chart right here. FSR right there. So Fisker, what I think about them, we'll see if I've made a good decision or not, but let me pull up my Fisker position right here. So I got into Fisker a while ago, and I was down on money for a while. We'll look at the past, year. And let's see, where did I buy in? I bought in around 1611. So you can see right here my Fisker position on Robinhood. Let me pull up the correct camera for it. You can see my Fisker position right there. I've got 100 shares and average cost of 1611. You can see right around there, 1611. So up $660. However, what I did recently is because I bought Fisker. Let me show you on the chart here. When it was around in the bottom left, you can see I bought when it was around 16 here, and it fluctuated around for a bit until it eventually dropped down. I mean, it was at lows of like $12, and I was not happy with that, right? I saw that Fisker was losing me money, and so when it ended up getting up in price a little bit, I recently, just not long ago, sold a call option on it, which is actually down big on money. It's starting to cost me money now because Fisker continued this massive pump that it was on. And I've lost a bunch of money on this call option. However, I sold it when Fisker was like $17. I sold a $19.50 call. I forget what the strike price I sold it for, or what the credit. So I got an average credit of $1.30. So I made $130. So on Fisker with this call option, I'm actually making money all the way until $21.80, I believe. So if Fisker expires above $21.80, then I lost some money on that call option. But you live and learn. I'm happy to collect the premium on that. You can't ever tell which calls are going to expire in the money. So either way, I'm making decent money on it. But that was just a little Fisker play. And, I was surprised to see that it continued running so much. Not as surprised as I should have been, or more surprised than I should have been probably, considering the fact that EVs are doing incredibly well in general, right? Tesla has been doing really well. Lucid, Rivian, all those EV companies have been doing really well. So we'll see how long this rally lasts and if that option actually ends up expiring in the money. But, it would have been nice to end up waiting a little bit longer, letting it run up a little bit more, and then selling the call option. Maybe around today, it would have been nice to sell the call option for like a $26 or $27 strike price. We'll see if it keeps going up. So Zach Taylor says, just grab some CNTX. IPO quiet period expires 11/29. Let's take a peek at CNTX. Context Therapeutics Inc. So we'll pull this up on Market Watch. Context Therapeutics, it sounds like a pharmaceutical company. And they're IPOing, it sounds like. So clinical stage biopharmaceutical company which is dedicated to improving the lives of women living with cancer. It engages in developing advanced small molecule immunotherapy treatments to transform care for hormone-driven breast and gynecological cancers. The firm's robust clinical programs for candidate Anna Prestone extended release. All right, and then it starts getting into the medical mumbo jumbo. But yeah, that certainly sounds like a good initiative that the company's taking. $57 million market cap. And you're saying pre-IPO quiet period. So, yeah, it looks like we're starting to get down in price a little bit from where they IPO'd. And Junk and Irish, they're coming out today with their new EV SUV. I assume you're talking about Fisker. Interesting. That could certainly help them out a little bit. That could take away some attention from Tesla, Lucid, Rivian especially. Does Rivian even have any revenues? I don't think Rivian has revenues. And Vivi Reddick says, Rivian will dawn 20% soon. You think they're going to drop 20% or rise? Rivian. I don't know what dawn means in this context. Does it drop 20%? I think Rivian is due for a little correction. I mean, obviously, it's been doing incredibly well over the past little bit. It IPO'd at close, a little bit over $100, but I think you could have bought the IPO shares for like 78, something like that, before it actually got released on the open market. And if you look, Rivian's been doing quite well. It's basically just been moving up in a straight line. This is the first real significant pullback that we've had. So we'll see how it reacts. Is it just going to crash? Is it going to start moving up in a straight line again like the S&P always seems to do? Who's to say? Who's to say? So let me also pull up some indicators. Let's see what gold is doing real quick. Gold. Oh yeah, gold was down down yesterday, but now it looks like we're up in after hours and pre-market as well. Happy to see it. Let's see what the Qs are doing. The Q is back up big. QQQ moving up in a big way. So SQQQ is getting down close to $6, which is where I will be selling this if we don't start tanking again. Then that's where I'll be selling SQQQ. So let me take a peek and see what the chart looks like on this. Haven't quite gotten back up to highs. It is possible at any moment that we could start downtrending again. It's looking less and less likely the more days that we continue moving up. Market-wise, the markets might be back in for the long haul, for a big run, as they have been over the past year. If you look at that, we've had very few bumps in the market. We've only had a couple, and they've never been too significant. They've only taken us down, maybe 10% at the most. So the markets are looking good ever since COVID has hit. The markets have been doing incredibly well. So we'll see if that continues. They should eventually drop, though. I'm not too sure because we did print so much money. It may just be that the markets are now just valued at this price. Now that the uber wealthy have much more money, they might be willing to pay much more price to earnings ratio wise for stocks. So they might just have higher fundamental valuations at this point just because of how much money's in the system. That could always be the case. And Joseph Agnello says, remember when Fisker went bankrupt? I don't remember when Fisker went bankrupt. I wasn't in it for that long. I don't know how far back it went bankrupt. Probably, let's see. How long of a chart do we have on this? So it was a SPAC probably when it was down at 870 or $10 down around here is my guess when they went bankrupt. I don't know. I've not heard of that. So Vivi Reddick, correct. It's down. You think it'll go down? Yeah. I forget what you were talking about. Rivian. Yeah. Rivian should also probably be dipping, it looks like. I mean, someone said it, and I'm going to repeat it here. They seem like the cryptocurrency of stocks. They've got no revenues, but they just keep going up in price. So, I'm going to say it. I think that they might be due for a little downturn at some point, right? They've already risen quite a bit. The IPO hype has maybe played itself out. We'll see. Obviously, if EVs continue all moving up, then it wouldn't surprise me necessarily to see Rivian continue to move up with EVs, but it looks like all the EVs, at this moment at least, are starting to take a little bit of a dip. Now, as for cryptos, let me pull this up over here. We got Bitcoin sitting around 60K. Looks like it's holding the 60K support, getting back up there. Just earlier this morning, around 5:36, they got back up above 60K, but Bitcoin has been taken a little bit of a tumble over the past day or so. It was at highs at one point of almost 69,000. We can't quite see it on this chart, but 68,622, and now it's starting to move down. So that wouldn't be good for the Bitcoin miners. I know there are certainly a lot of those Bitcoin miners out there. But also, I know a lot of people are interested in Shiba Inu, which has not been doing great the past month, right? It peaked around, it's down almost 50% from its peak. So not the best to see with Shiba Inu. It's getting close to down 50%, probably around 40% from the highs. Still up tremendously. So Zach Taylor says PROG number 2 on Ape Wisdom. And Pat White asks my thoughts on Sundial. So I will share both of those. But first, we'll take a peek at Ape Wisdom and see that PROG is number 2. It surprises me that they're below Rivian. But yeah, 771 mentions, up 111% over the past 24 hours. And I will show you guys something interesting that I pulled up earlier this morning. The PROG and PROG stock searches are surpassing where they were even yesterday when PROG was pumping up huge. So this morning, as of 8 a.m., they are surpassing where they were yesterday. So they're doing very good on Google, on Ape Wisdom, on Reddit, as well as on StockTwits. You can see PROG is number 1 most active on StockTwits. So it's the trifecta. If we could just get them up to number 1 on Ape Wisdom, just a couple more posts, about 38 more posts would tie them. We need 39 more posts to beat out Rivian, it looks like. So maybe we can do it. So let me discuss Sundial for a second. So I think Sundial could be in for a big run. And let me find that article that I had yesterday. So there are a couple of things that I need to address regarding Sundial. First things first. Let me find this article. I got something wrong yesterday, guys, in my Sundial video, and hopefully, oh geez, now it's telling me I need a Forbes account to read this article. Let me see if I can't go on an incognito tab, and get there. So let's see if Forbes will still block me. Here we go. $1 Forbes. Nice. That's how you get around those. Okay. So now we're on incognito. We can find it. If this massive ad would disappear. So I got something wrong in my Sundial video yesterday, guys. I was quoting this Forbes article, which was saying that Sundial needs to get up above $1 stock price minimum by November 22nd, according to an SEC filing. We can pull it up right here. That Sundial has until November 22nd before it's delisted. That's actually incorrect. It's been pointed out to me in the comments. This SEC filing is old news. They reached compliance at one point in May, I think it was. So they now have until sometime in February to reach compliance to get above $1 before they get delisted. So good news on that account. They don't have to worry about delisting anytime soon. The other thing that I think Sundial has going for them is right here. Let me find out where in the article it is. So right here, their share repurchase program, right? They announced their share repurchase program, and it actually says that the share repurchase program will commence on November 19th, 2021, and expire November 19th, 2022. So they have a full year starting November 19th to start buying back Sundial shares. $100 million worth of Sundial shares, 100 million Canadian dollars worth of Sundial shares. So starting this Friday, we might start seeing Sundial buy back some of their shares. It would not surprise me to see them trying to buy up their shares while they're below $1, because I think they know they're going to above $1 at some point. They may as well get the shares cheap while they can. If we're still below $1 by Friday, then all the better for them, right? Then they'd be able to get some cheap shares bought back, and I think that investors would be very happy with it. So we could be seeing a little bit of a Sundial bump come Friday. I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully that'll be the case. We'll just have to see, though. We'll just have to see. So I will point out real quick, though, 126 viewers on the stream, 70 likes. Not everyone's doing their part. We need a couple more likes on the stream, guys. I know I beg for them often, but it really does help out with the algorithm. We got 71 likes at the moment, 126 viewers. If we could just get maybe the difference, right? 50 more likes. If we could get, 50 more of the viewers of the stream to hit that like button, we'll see what we can do. We already got 20. We're at 91 right now, so I appreciate that. And Zach Taylor says PROG also on Twitch trending number 7. Means on trending, yeah. So yeah, it's trending number 7 right here, and then most active number 1, which we actually care about most active. The most trending, I think. I don't know exactly what they use to calculate, what formula they use to calculate the trending stocks. I think it's most likely how big of an increase over a certain period of time they see in search volume. So PROG obviously already has a ton of mentions. So the more mentions it gets, I mean, obviously, if it's number 7 trending, well, now it's number 10 trending. I guess you can only get so many mentions increasing for a certain amount of time, right? You can only get so many people talking about it. It's already the number 1 most active, so it is actually surprising. It shows that a ton of people are discussing it, though. So, Rob, please opinion about SOFI, Sotos, Pizzini. So, SOFI, I like. SOFI, I'm in for the long term. I think I discussed it at one point. I made a video when it was around 17 bucks, I think, and I was saying that maybe we could smash through this resistance right here that we actually had around 17, and we ended up dipping off of it and then smashing through a couple weeks later. So since then, we've been doing pretty good, but I have not covered them since. But I am long-term bullish on SOFI. I think that over the long term, they're a fintech company. They're going to be the future of finance, right? If you look, I'll show you guys the market caps for these kinds of things. So pull up Yahoo Finance right here. You look at SOFI, they've got a market cap of 17 billion, right? And they are mostly operating online. I don't think they have any physical locations, other than where their employees work, but I don't think there's any SOFI bank that you could go to. But you look at other places like Bank of America, with a $385 billion market cap. Obviously, I'm not saying that SOFI will instantly boost up to that, but over the long term, I think that the future really is in more online stuff. Obviously, Bank of America has that as well. They do have some online, but SOFI is really putting a focus on that. I think that they definitely have room to grow market cap-wise as more people start to turn to these niftier, trendier, more millennial-friendly companies. So I think that SOFI has a bright future ahead of them, just off of a market cap perspective and looking at their site and what they do and all that. I don't actually currently use them for anything, but I would certainly consider using them. Maybe they'll be my next bank. We'll see. But let's actually pull up SOFI's website right here. SOFI, they've got a ton of stuff that they do. You can invest with them. You can get loans, student loan refinancing. You can use a debit card, it looks like, get mortgages, credit scores, insurance, student loans, get credit cards, auto loans, all kinds of stuff you can do with SOFI. So I think they also let you trade crypto. Where's the crypto? Invest. Here's crypto right here. So you can do crypto with SOFI, trade crypto, get up to $100 in Bitcoin. 7 new crypto coins are in, which means even more ways to trade with SOFI Invest. So yeah, you can do crypto with SOFI. So, SOFI's not a sponsor, but they should be. They should be sponsoring me. So, Maria G, good morning. Good morning, Maria. I saw your comment on the other video. You didn't make it for the live stream yesterday, but you're here now, so that's all that matters. And shiny, I mean, gold and silver continue to rise as great hedge against inflation. Crypto not doing so well these days. Yeah, as of we'll pull gold up here. Gold is over the course of after hours starting to do pretty good. Crypto has been doing good over the past couple of months. Crypto's been doing good, but as of the past day or so, the past 2 days maybe, if you look at the past 3 months, it looks like crypto is on a bit of a dump right now. So we'll see. We'll see if this maintains its level at $60,000 per Bitcoin. Maybe it can. If not, then we could be in for some pain in the crypto markets. They all follow Bitcoin, so we'll see what happens there. All right, and we are about to be opening up in 40 seconds. PROG order book is looking solid, says Noble H. I think you're talking about the level 2 data. We've got a little bit of that here. So yeah, it's looking decent. Obviously, this isn't as nice as some of the other level 2 datas that you can get, but this is what we got. So let's see, level 2 here, actually. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing as what we got on the active trader, which I just prefer to use. So Joey, thank you for clarifying. Sundial, you're welcome, man. And Silver says, you think Brandon will tap into petroleum reserves? Whew, no telling. I mean, gas prices are going up, so we'll see. You might have to at some point. And let's see, PROG. Let's see where we open. Looks like we've already got about 1 million shares trading on this opening bar. Not what we wanted. But obviously, we're only 13 seconds in. We'll see how this changes. But we've got 1.6 million shares trading. Sundial doing the exact opposite, getting a nice green bar right there on decent volume. Much less money in Sundial, though, I will say. I'll point that out in a second. So, but FlexForce says, morning, Rob. Looking forward to another day with Sundial. Me too. So, Here's something about volumes, guys, that some of you may not realize. You see this really high volume on PROG stock right here, 2 million on PROG stock, 800,000 on Sundial. Well, obviously, PROG stock, at 2 million has a lot more. Even if Sundial had 1 million, even if it was just double, it would actually be far much more money in PROG stock on that bar than is in Sundial. And the reason is, and I point this out because sometimes people talk about volumes and falling volumes with PROG stock. Like if we look at the past 30 days, you'll probably be able to see, maybe we can do it with the 1-day chart, that PROG's volume right here, 2.4 million. We'll do it like this. And we'll look at PROG's opening volume from yesterday of 1.16. Well, actually, it looks like they're just blowing it out of the water today. Ton of volume today. But you would expect, and PROG is now soaring up, that as the stock gets more expensive, you would just naturally expect to see lower volumes trading on it because the volume is just tracking how many shares are trading hands, and PROG is up 23% on the day. It's exploding up towards $6. But my explanation on volumes, the reason you would expect to see lowering volume counts as the stock moves up in price is because the stock then costs more to buy a share of. So if you're paying $6 a share for the same stock, I am a little speechless at what PROG is doing right now, but PROG really is blowing up. We'll talk more about volumes in a minute when the markets are a little bit less exciting. Let's pull up. Let's see what Rivian is doing in the bottom left. It looks like RIVN. There we go. Rivian, it looks like taking a little bit of a dump. Tesla as well. Sundial is up from open. We'll see if they can't continue this. PROG blasted through $6, and now it looks like they're going to potentially start using it as support. These options contracts are very interesting for PROG. We'll pull it up. We'll pull up the options contracts. We want to get up above 750 today to get another 46,000 open interest call options in the money. So a lot of open interest calls that we could potentially get in the money with PROG. And let me pull up the short interest on PROG, the Ortex data, because it is actually surprising, right? Shorts have not started covering yet. They're actually increasing their positions. I don't know where they're pulling these shares out. They're pulling these shares out of their butts to short PROG with, but they are doing it. They are pushing PROG down. They're trying to with more shorts, and this is leading to us having 22.29 million shares short. So we'll see when shorts actually have to start covering. I mean, over $6, it's looking pretty threatening for them. A lot of these shorts, I'll clean up this chart in a second for you guys, but a lot of these shorts, if we zoom in on the Ortex data right here, a lot of these shorts were entering when PROG was around in between $1 and $2 and $3 is mostly where these shorts were entering, between $1, $2, and $3. So now that they're down 100% on their money at $6, or potentially 600% or 300% if they were buying at $1 or $2, we'll see. We'll see what happens with them if they can maintain these levels and not cover or not end up buying back shares of PROG stock. Maybe they just have really high margin maintenance. They don't need to worry about getting margin called. They have a lot of cash on the sidelines to keep plowing into this. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It looks like Sundial has unfortunately taken a little bit of a tumble, as is PROG stock over these past couple bars, but still very close to 6. Hopefully we'll get back up above that in just a second. Super exciting stuff. PROG is exploding today. And Joey says, go Sundial. I hope Sundial starts to go. I'm just hoping that we don't drop below 80 cents, right? I think that if we can get to November 19th without dropping too far, then the share buybacks may commence on that date. We'll see. Oh, it looks like PROG, unfortunately, dropped below. Ooh, big sell-off in PROG stock. About to make lows of the day, it looks like. Lows of the actual trading day, not lows of after hours. To break below the lows of the pre-market, we'd have to break below 505, which hopefully we will not be doing. I think that as long as we stay up above 550, we're looking pretty good for PROG, though. Sundial Growers has to Feb 2022 for delisting, says Greg. Yep, we covered that, Greg. Thank you very much. We did cover that. And I will be making a video discussing that later today, just to clarify the error that I had. But we definitely, we pulled up the old SEC report. But interesting for Sundial. For those of you who are new to the stream, we've already got 123 likes. I appreciate that. For those of you who are new to the stream, Sundial share repurchase program. Hopefully some of you guys are new and we haven't already covered this, but their share repurchase program will commence on November 19th, it says right here. That doesn't necessarily mean they have to buy shares on November 19th, because the share repurchase program expires November 19th, 2022. So they have quite a while to buy back shares, but why not buy back some Sundial shares as soon as they can, right? I don't think that they expect Sundial to be dumping that much. I think that, they'd be happy to get Sundial shares below $1. So I could see them buying up some Sundial shares pretty soon. What is Sundial, says Vivi Reddick. Sundial Growers, cannabis company. Let me pull up. I don't know if I can pull up their website. Let me see. Let me see if I can't pull up their website. Might have too many pictures of cannabis on it for YouTube's algorithm to be happy with, but I'll pull up their market watch. And they should surely have a company profile right there. So Sundial Growers engages in the production and distribution of flower, pre-rolls, and vapes. The firm offers licensed producers ACMPR cannabis, medical cannabis, health and wellness, and cannabis extracts. And it's a Canadian company. So Flux Force says, do you think Sundial will have their stock reevaluated before doing a reverse split? I don't think that they're going to do a reverse split. I think they might, but I don't think that we're going to see a reverse split on Sundial. I think that they can get up above $1 without the reverse split. Maybe they'll need to do it, but I'm hoping they don't. I don't think they will need one. PROG, it looks like, is starting to move down a little bit. We're only up 11% on the day. And Shiny Shinyman responding to Vivi, Sundial's a cannabis co. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it is one of the memeiest cannabis companies out there. Let me find it on stock, or not stock, twits on Ape Wisdom, trending stocks on Reddit over the past 24 hours. It is currently number 12. And it's actually, is it above TLRY now? It is above TLRY. TLRY moved down to number 14. Looks like a very temporary bump that TLRY got above Sundial on Ape Wisdom. But Sundial certainly pumped up very high in the past. If you look at the past year, they were up, and this chart doesn't show it. It shows the high of 396. But if you were looking at the after hours and pre-market, they were actually up to 420 in after hours and pre-market. So Sundial got up there on calls on Reddit for them to hit $4.20. So let's see. So Gordo says, why is it MEMED? Memed. Is it legitimate co? MEMED, asks Gordo. I'm not sure. Are you talking about MindMed? MNMD? I like MindMed. MNMD. MindMed Medicine. This is a psilocybin research company. It looks, let me pull up exactly what they do, but I do have a decent amount of MindMed shares. For those of you who are interested in MindMed, I know some of you guys might. It's a smaller market cap and all that. $980 million market cap on MindMed, but they have been doing decently over the past year, right? I think they got listed on Robinhood, and that's when they really took off and have since been trending down a little bit. They just had, it looks like they just had an earnings call. I didn't pay too much attention to that, but maybe their earnings call just came out, or their actual conference call just happened later today. MindMed operates as a neuropharmaceutical company that discovers, develops, and deploys psychedelic medicines to improve health, promote wellness, and alleviate suffering. The firm develops a non-hallucinogenic version of the psychedelic ibogaine. The company was founded by Stephen L. Hurst, and I believe I've heard him speak on a podcast with Meet Kevin and Mr. Wonderful. So I forget what is Mr. Wonderful's actual name. Kevin O'Leary, that's it. Kevin O'Leary and Meet Kevin. He was on a podcast. The CEO of this company, of MindMed, was on a podcast. And apparently Kevin O'Leary, for those of you who don't know who he is, the Shark Tank guy. He's one of the Shark Tank guys, Mr. Wonderful. Pretty wealthy guy, is investing big in MindMed. So at least he was, last I heard. I listened to this podcast a couple months ago. So Kevin O'Leary, come on, man. Diamond Joe says, yeah, that's it. Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful. Brief brain fart right there. Didn't quite remember his name, but I've got it now. But yeah, PROG, it looks like, is fortunately finding some support at 540. It would have been very worrying to see it continue dumping past that point and just basically form a straight line down. That would not have been ideal. I'm really curious when the shorts are going to start covering, though. They're going to have to do it at some point. I mean, they can't just hold on forever. I guess that's what they're trying to do with AMC and GME. Maybe they think that this thing is eventually going to dump and that people aren't going to hold on to their shares until shorts have covered. But I mean, don't they realize that we have access to the data right here and we can see when they start to cover and when the short interest starts to go down? I don't know. And Abstract Artemis says, I'm ready for Sundial to start going up in a big way, as am I. I'm hoping that the 19th could be a big catalyst for them, right? I'm thinking the 19th could be a really good day. And at any point, maybe they just need a couple of days to consolidate at 80 cents, using that as support, and potentially they could be getting ready to start moving up. Hopefully on the 19th, when that share buyback starts kicking in, people might start buying up today. They might start buying up tomorrow in expectation that the share buyback will be happening on the 19th. We'll see. Obviously, the cheaper Sundial is, the more shares Sundial's managers are likely to take off the market by doing a share buyback. But we'll see what happens with it. The 19th is the first opportunity they're going to have to start doing share buybacks with that 100 million they allocated to buying back their own stock. So we'll see how it goes. I think that it'll be good for the company, though, to start taking away some of that free float, to start renewing faith in the company instead of them having done dilution for so long. If you look at the past 3 years, they certainly did a lot of dilution, and that pushed them down quite a bit while they needed to stay solvent during these years when they weren't profitable. Now they are turning a bit of a profit, and now they're doing share buybacks. I think people are very excited about that. So, Ferry Gunawan. Good day, Rob. Is it a good time to buy Sundial options with a $1 strike price? So I'm going to discuss Sundial options, and we've covered this on the channel before, but what I think about Sundial options is, if you want to take a gamble on the November 19th $1 options, you're only paying 1 or 2 cents for them, and potentially we could see a big bump the last day that they're trading. Maybe, you could double, triple, quadruple, whatever your money if we get to like $1.10 or something. But that's very risky, right? That's basically a gamble. There's no guarantee that we're going to get above $1 by November 19th. Now, what you could also be doing is looking at these further out strike dates, say January 2024, and you might be buying $1 call options with a 45 cent or 47 cent premium. And in that case, well, what you're doing there is you're paying 45 or 47 cents per share for the right to buy the share at $1. And that means that you don't actually break even until we're at $1.47. So Sundial would have to rise quite a bit, all the way to $1.47 before you're actually making money, which if you look at the chart is up all the way around here. And granted, you have until 2024 to do it, but what you're doing is you're only getting 2x leverage because the price of Sundial is 82 cents. You could just buy the shares and have none of the risk that these will expire worthless, right? There's always the chance. I mean, hopefully Sundial is trading above $1 by January 2024. I think that's almost a guarantee, but above $1.50 gets a little bit tougher, and then you're only doubling your money if it gets to $1.90. So you'd actually have doubled your money already if Sundial got to $1.60 anyways, just buying the shares right now. So I don't know. The options seem a little bit expensive, in my opinion. You're paying a pretty big premium to buy Sundial options right now. So unless you're looking at the November 19th ones and you're just looking to take a gamble and hope that Sundial is over $1, which it may be, it may not be. There sure are a lot of open interest call options, and you could potentially make quite a bit, but it's a gamble for sure. There's no guarantee that Sundial is going to be up over $1 on the 19th. I'm hoping it is, right? I'm thinking that the 19th, Sundial might be doing some share buybacks, but at the same time, you're putting significant money into these. They're already trading pretty close to zero, and in just 2 days, after 2 days pass, if Sundial is not above $1, they will be trading at zero. So it's a risky buy on those options, but the long-term ones don't make much sense to me at all, in my opinion. So that's just my opinion, though. If you're interested in Sundial options, okay. So you're talking about the 23rd of December. Well, let's take a peek. So 9 to 12 cents, and there's some potential that's. I mean, I guess you're getting 8x leverage, and you only have to get to $1.09 or $1.10. With Sundial, so that's less of a gamble, right? That's less of a gamble. That's assuming that Sundial will get up to $1.09, $1.10 before you start making money. The thing is, you could still buy a lot of shares, probably, depending on how much money you're looking to put into it. I tend to stay away from options. I tend to be a little bit wary of them. unless I'm selling them. Sometimes you can make big money off of them, but I prefer to sell options as opposed to buy them, just because market makers know what they're doing sometimes, and they do make a lot of money selling those options. They try to keep a lot of them expiring worthless, though. I mean, how long can Sundial really be held down for? I'm not sure. That is honestly quite a bit of time. December 23rd is still over a month away. But Sundial would still have a ways to go, right? It would have to go up all the way to $1.10 just about before you're even at break even. So it's definitely higher risk. It's definitely higher risk. I'm not going to be doing it. If I'm going to be entering Sundial, I'm just going to be buying more shares because this is a decent price for Sundial, 83 cents per share. And even if it moves to $1, that's a 25% increase just about. So I'd rather see that than risk options expiring worthless. That's just my opinion. I mean, Sundial, it looks like we are in a nice V shape today, making highs of the trading day. We'll see if we can't break highs of the pre-market at 84 cents. So we're not that far off. We're less than a cent away from 84. I think we can do it with Sundial today. It looks like PROG is also experiencing a little V right here. Hopefully this red bar doesn't take us down too far. And Zach Taylor says, PROG bulls are going to win bigly. I think they will. I think they will. I'm keeping a close eye on the second screen that we've got over here at the PROG short data, which I'll pull over. Shorts still aren't covering as of now. So shorts have not covered yet. We'll see. We'll see when they start doing it. I will keep watching this from time to time and keep you guys updated. And Broadbill Hunter says, I loaded a few thousand more Sundial shares on the dip. Nice, nice, nice. Let's see. Am I green on this one? No. So when I ended up buying 2K Sundial shares in this account, and I have a lot more in my Robinhood, I got them at 83 cents, 83.5 cents. So I'm actually still down a little bit. Let's see. Tell you what, guys, if we can get to 200 likes, I'll buy another 1,000 Sundial shares. So did I say 2,000 likes? 200 likes. I'll buy another 1,000 Sundial shares if we can get to 200. So we're at 138 right now. We only need 62 more likes, and I'll be buying another 100 Sundial shares. So we're at 1,000 Sundial shares. So we're at 141, and we actually just lost a like because I think I misspoke and said 100 Sundial shares. But I mean 1,000. I'm talking about thousands here. I'll buy 1,000 Sundial shares if we can get to 200 likes. We're only about 55 likes away. 51 likes away. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure everybody wants Sundial to go up, and they're all pushing likes into this. So Shadow Girl Silver, do you think it's worth it to buy more DWAC? That's a question for Silver. All right, I won't answer it. And Silver, DWAC is a William Wallace Braveheart hold. William Wallace, is that from the movie? I think it's Outlaw King, or no? That's William Douglas or something like that. I forget. The King was Outlaw King was a good movie. The King was a good movie too. Whoever disliked can't get one Sundial share, says Rumen Perose. Yeah, probably. I mean, no. One Sundial share, 82 cents. Yeah. We'll see. Who knows? Who knows why people dislike the stream every now and then? I think some people are just having a bad day, and they got to dislike something. So I don't actually see the dislikes. I can't see them on my end, unfortunately. It doesn't show. Fortunately, probably. I wouldn't like to see the dislikes. So buy 750 calls on PROG for 200 likes. I don't know about the calls. Like I said, I was just ranting about how I don't like calls. Not a big fan of call options or put options. I like selling them. I do not like buying them. And looking at this, PROG would have to get above $8 before I'd be breaking even on those. Not likely to do it. Ever watched Briacel BCTX? Asks Twan von Putin. Briacel BCTX. Let's see. Briacel. I've not watched this one. I can't say I've heard of it either. They've been doing good over the past year, as has everything, though. And over the past 2 years, they took quite a tumble. And it looks like just recently they started getting some more volume. You can actually see a little bit of volume on the chart if you really pull it up right here. They used to have like no volume each day, only like 400, 200 shares trading that day, 500 that day, 2,000. Geez, now they've at least got looks like over 1 million a day. So they have started to become a little bit more well known. But I've not heard of them. Let me see what they're all about. BCTX. BCTX is the ticker for that one. And Gordo says, how far do you think Sundial will dip today? Might want to buy some more shares during today's possible dip. Well, I don't know. I think that, I think, and if, the pattern holds true, looking at the Sundial chart, 80 cents is looking like our support. Every now and then it gets below 80 cents by just a touch to 78, 78.50 it looks like is where we have seen the lowest prices of Sundial since the dip. But 80 cents is holding as a decent support, and it looks like we might even be in for a bullish day, right? We have a nice V right here. We're stagnating a little bit around open. So we'll see. If we can keep moving up, this might be the lowest it is. We'll see. We'll see. So BCTX, let me pull this up. $148 million market cap. And BriaCell operates as a clinical stage biotechnology company that specializes in immunotherapy for advanced breast cancer. It is advancing its targeted immunotherapy program by conducting a phase 1 and 2 clinical trial with BRIA-IMT in combination with an immune checkpoint inhibitor. All right, and then it's a bunch of medical mumbo-jumbo. So pharmaceutical company, I think this one, like all the pharmaceutical companies, is going to hinge on the successfulness of their trials and if the FDA approves them or not. So, I mean, it's a gamble, right? If they end up doing well in their trials, then I think this could be moving up. If they don't, then probably not. But we'll see. We'll see. And Chabra, when will PROG squeeze Friday? Well, PROG has already been getting a little bit of a gamma squeeze. I'm sure some of the people or institutions who have sold these call options have likely begun buying back some PROG shares. Some of the lower ones, like $4 and $4.50, have likely been covered already. However, we closed below $5, so I don't know if people have started covering those $5 and $5.50 call options that are now in the money. And if we can get much higher, if we can get up to $7.50, then we'll get another 46,000 open interest call options coming in the money. So that would be good. That would be good. That would be nice. And Gordo says, do you do technical analysis? Yeah. So the technical analysis, we're looking at mostly support and resistance levels. It looks like we have bounced off of 80 cents several times. I tend to not use stuff like Fibonacci. I know some people do. I mean, more power to them if it works successfully. I know our friend Zach uses Ichimoku, which I watched a video on. It looks interesting. It looks interesting. I've not started using it. I've not used indicators in a long time. I used to be big into indicators like RSI, MACD, all that. But I found that they're not always the most reliable. Sometimes they just get me too much confirmation bias. I prefer the support and resistance because you can see we formed support initially this day, and then we've bounced off of it several times. It's not surprising also that we have resistance at $1, strong psychological level, which is where we bounced off of. So I don't know. Support and resistance seem to work fairly well. And I'm buying more Sundial if it goes down below 80 cents. And 1,000 more shares if it goes down on Sundial, says Rico. And if we get another 33 likes on the stream, then I'm buying another 1,000 Sundial shares. If we can get to 200 likes, that's the deal that we've got going on. I'll buy 1,000 Sundial shares. So Vivi says, yep, Rivian is minus 20%. Let's take a peek at Rivian. Okay, yeah. Well, it's down 13% as of right now from where it closed. But potentially from the highs, it's down 20%. Let's do a little calculation right here. So 179 down. Of course, that's slightly too high to see. All right, here we go. So it is down about 17.5% from the highs. We're getting close, though. We're down about 14% right now. We'll see. We'll see if we can get down to 20%. And Hassan says, any recommendations to make a quick swing for today? Ooh, I mean, it depends on your risk tolerance, right? PROG, maybe you find a bounce off of 540. Sundial, maybe we just continue moving up. We'll see. I mean, that's a tough one. Typically, we're not at really any support or resistance levels. If we were closer to 80 cents on Sundial, I would say that 80 cents is looking like a good buy. And then, maybe get to 84, 85 on the day. But we're just kind of trading in the middle of this range right here. If you look, Sundial is trading kind of in between 80 and $1. So we'll see. I think Sundial is likely to stagnate. probably over the next couple of days, waiting for the share buyback. Maybe tomorrow they'll start to see a rise as people expect share buyback to occur. But Rivian, if you want to play it to the downside, if you want to short it, risky move, but it certainly is crashing a bit. I think it's gotten a little overextended. If you look at the 10-day, it has just been soaring up from where it IPO'd to highs of 179. Now we're at 150. So who knows? Maybe they can get down to minus 20% on the day. They're down about 12.66% at the moment. So let's see. Hero says, Canoe Inc. GoEv up 17%, possible $15 plus today. GOEV. Let's take a peek at that. GOEV. So let's just zoom in on these just so we've got them. And then GoEv, Canoe Inc. Possible 15 plus. Well, it was at 1360 in pre-market. So it's looking like it's doing pretty good. Why is it pumping? Let's see what the news is. It looks like they just had an earnings call, which has led to them rising. So here's why EV maker Canoe stock is all charged up. So they're another EV stock. However, unfortunately, a lot of these EV companies are starting to take a tumble. Although Tesla's recovering quite nicely. We'll see. We'll see if Elon is going to start buying back or is going to start selling more of his Tesla shares. And if he starts buying something else, that could really be a big hypey play for people if he announces, hey, I just bought Dogecoin or something. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Elon and his newfound wealth, his new cash that he has to play with. But yeah, GoEv could be doing well. It certainly could. And let me refill my water. I will be right back, guys. I will be right back real quick. I'm just gonna, let's flip off the camera right here. And once again, we only need 23 more likes or 27 more likes to get me to buy 1,000 shares of Sundial. So maybe we'll see if we can't get to 200 while I'm gone. All right, I am back. Here we go. So 183 likes. We're getting close. We're getting close to that 200 and that $1,000 or 1,000 Sundial shares being purchased. But this is nice, actually. It looks like Sundial's on a little bit of a dip, so I'd be happy to buy him soon. So let's see. Zach says, anyone watched the Trump interview with Lindell last night? I did not see it. I didn't see that one. And Ferry Gunawan says, what do you think about Lucid sell or hold? Well, it depends. I mean, if you're in it for a trade, I'm really not sure how much higher Lucid can run on this EV hype. I mean, it really depends on how long EV stocks keep doing well for. Looking at the 30-day, they've been doing very well. I don't know. I don't know about that one. It's tough to say. It looks like they're dipping a little bit right now. Maybe 60 is the highs that they're going to reach if you look at the past year. It was around $60 that they got stopped out last time too, but a lot has changed for the company. They've started doing deliveries. So they could potentially be going further than where they went last time. Obviously, there's not going to be only green on their monumental rise, on their meteoric rise, but they are down somewhat significantly from the highs of pre-market. So it's tough to say. I wouldn't be buying more Lucid at these prices, but if you're in it for the long term, then obviously it's just a hold. But if you're trading it, then maybe sell a little bit of it. I don't know. It's not financial advice. I'm not recommending it to anyone, but if I were trading Lucid, I might consider selling a little bit here and just start dollar cost averaging out potentially. Now it's at very high valuations. Let's see what the valuation on Lucid is. And this is just if I were trading it, right? If I were, and I think I am in it for the long term, so I'm not selling my shares of Lucid, but $89 billion market cap. Yeah, so it's getting pretty high. I think these EV stocks, while they will do well over the long term, might be getting a little pricey at the moment. At the moment, it's a little pricey. So I do actually want to make a little cup of tea. I think some tea would be nice today. And I think I can do that real quick. I'm just going to turn on the kettle real quick. Okay, so there we go. The water's heating up, and I will only have to depart one more time in just a minute once it's actually up to heat. So Rayborg says, cup of tea, are you British? No, I just, coffee has a lot of caffeine, man. I don't know. I don't want all that caffeine. And KTZ says tea time. It certainly is tea time. It is black tea, though, so decent amount of caffeine in it. But I don't know. I should drink more coffee. I like coffee and all that. And then Zach Taylor says, in a very memey way, inflation is transitory. Yeah, don't believe the Fed when they say that. I don't trust them. I think inflation's here for the long haul. So you can actually see it with gold. It looks like gold's rising today. It's up pretty big. It looks like it's just continuing to go up. Silver as well. And PROG is starting to take a tumble. That's not good. Breaking through the 540. Down. We're getting down. We broke through. Oh, we lost 550. Those call options are now out of the money. Let's take a peek at PROG. Let's see what happened with it. So we lost the 550 and the $5 calls. We're at 497 right now. Not ideal. Not ideal stuff. And Dow Danny says, I'm making some tea also. Keeps the diamond hand strong. It certainly does. And Rayborg says, I love Yorkshire tea. I'm just drinking the cheapest black tea I can find. So I should eventually start spending some more money on tea, but oh, and Abstract says I drink black iced coffee sweetened with honey. Yeah, that's what I'm using to sweeten the tea. Honey's good. So, although, not looking great for PROG. The fact that we're only up 2% on the day, I'm not loving this. Not loving it. There was a lot of promise just a couple of minutes ago. We'll see if we can't rebound off of $5, but I'd never like to see a massive dip like this. It's always very worrying, but not a guarantee. I mean, $5 could act as a support for us. It is a psychological level, and I will point out that yesterday we hit up $5 a couple of times, so potentially $5 will be acting as a support. We used it as resistance yesterday. twice, it looks like, and then in after hours before we finally broke through. Hopefully, we will start using it as support now. It looks like that's what we're doing, at least at the moment. So for those of you who want to take a little swing trade on it and just move it up a couple of cents, we'll see if that can happen. But not loving that. So Nicholas Morello, Kathy Wood says deflation, not inflation. Real deflation? Jeez. I don't know about, I mean, Kathy Wood I like, but I'm not sure. And Winter says, I'd like a winter deflation. Ashtray, why is PROG dropping? I don't think any news came out. I think some people just got paper hands and decided to sell. They saw that PROG was stuck at 540 for a third time, right? It got stopped there, and then some people sold, and that caused other people to worry and sell. So Joseph Ignolo says yes, and Ambition 2020 hold but take profit on way up. Lucid Dreams, baby. Yep. And Gordo about to leave for class, which means stare at Green Parson lecture hall for an hour. That's how I used to do it. That's certainly how I used to do it. And still, every now and then I'll be in class and I'll pull up a stock chart every now and then. And Nicholas Morello, Guy, why do you skip my comments now? And Kathy Wood says deflation is here, not inflation. I think I got that comment. So Jay Bonilla, just bought more Sundial. Who's joining me? Well, I will be as soon as we get to 200 likes. We're 15 likes away. I'll be buying another 1,000 shares of Sundial. But let me see. Kathy Wood on deflation. Kathy Wood. I'm looking at the title of YouTube. Kathy Wood. Next big risk is deflation. Oh, yeah, that's a real risk. Okay, so let's see. Kathy Wood. Let's get rid of this annoying article. Advertise freaking Bloomberg wanting everyone to buy a subscription. All right. So, hold on a second. Let's refresh this and get that working. Okay, so Kathy Wood disputes Jack Dorsey's hyperinflation warning, says prices will fall after holidays. Innovator investor Kathy Wood on Monday rebutted Twitter and Square founder Jack Dorsey's theory on hyperinflation. The founder and CEO of ARK Invest took Twitter to expound upon her contrarian theory about deflation after Dorsey tweeted Friday evening that hyperinflation is going to change everything. It's happening. Okay, so this is the direct tweet from Kathy Wood discussing deflation. So in 2008 to 2009, when the Fed started quantitative easing, I thought that inflation would take off. I was wrong. Instead, velocity, the rate at which money turns over per year, declined, taking away its inflationary sting. Velocity still is falling. Well, let me pull that up, actually. We can pull up the velocity of money. And it has been falling, I will point out. It has been falling. Velocity of money actually took a massive dump in Q4 or in Q1 of 2020. So yeah, it took a massive dump from Q1 to Q2 from 1.37 to 1.1. So we'll zoom in and just get rid of a lot of the mumbo jumbo. But basically, over the past couple of years, velocity money, that's basically, I think, the way you explain it is how many times a dollar changes hands when you spend a dollar. So basically, this has to do with inflation, because the more people are spending money, the higher velocity money there is, the more money is being spent, and thus the higher price of goods should be, because more goods are being purchased with the same money. But it has been falling, and I think I do have a theory about this, and I will explain that theory in just 1 second after I grab that cup of tea. It looks like we are getting a bounce on PROG off of 5. Sundial hopefully staying above 82. But hold on 1 second. Be right back. Let me just get that tea. Okay, back with the T. We got it right here. And my theory on why the velocity of money is swinging so much is because I think that a lot of the money that was printed and handed out ended up going to the uber wealthy. And there's only so many goods that the uber wealthy need, right? They don't need 10 times as much food just because they have 10 times as much money. They don't need 10 times as many cars. Maybe they'll buy twice as many cars. They'll get 20 instead of 10. But it's not as big of an increase. If you gave $1,000 to a million, or let's use better numbers here. So 1,000 times a million, that turns into $1 billion, I believe. So if you gave $1,000 to a million people who have a $0 net worth, they would all spend it like that because they need things, right? They have desires and wants. If you gave $1 billion to someone who already has $1 billion, are they really going to spend that much more? They already have enough money to buy whatever they want. And I think a lot of the money this go around, when we were printing all that cash, went to mostly rich people. I mean, some of it went to other people, some of it went to poorer people, but I think a lot of it went to some of the wealthier people with PPP loans and all that. I think a lot of the printed money ends up going to special interests. So that's potentially why we've seen a much lower velocity of money because there is much more money out there. And I don't know exactly how they calculate it, how they figure it out, but maybe, the money handed out just goes into richer people's bank accounts. They hold on to it, and that's what they're doing. So potentially that's why velocity of money has been falling over the past while as the rich get richer. I mean, you can see this is not a short-term trend. Ever since around 1997 was the peak, looks like, and then we just started downtrending. So we'll see if that continues to be the case, if we can stay this low. I mean, is the stream going? It looks like the stream has paused. Are we back? Are we live again? I hope. Hopefully we're live. I think we are live once again. Hopefully we are. Are we live? Yeah, nice. We're back. Awesome. So let's get to some of these comments. I've been neglecting the comment section. I don't know. I just got a little notification saying that OBS was disconnected. So here we are. We're back. We're live. Nice. Tesla's actually doing very well. They're just starting to shoot up. And maybe some of the Rivian traders are exiting Rivian and getting into Tesla. That's very possible. That people are exiting the company that isn't making any money and getting into Tesla, which is very profitable. So, Kolokoitoi, Rob, what's your price target for which stock? Let me know which stock I need a price target for. And let's see, we've got a lot of comments that I missed. Geez. So it's a lot. Rumble acquires local, so the hedge funds haven't covered PROG shares, right? No, nobody's covered their short positions on PROG. We just pull it up right here. Short interest change today is up still, actually. More shorts are in than were in yesterday. Current short interest, 22.29 million shares. So we're still waiting to see when shorts are going to start covering on PROG. And let's see, we've got a bunch of comments to get through. So Ray Borg says, I value her opinion over Jack Dorsey's, likely talking about Cathie Wood and her opinion that deflation would occur. So here's the Cathie Wood tweet again. In 2008 to 2009, when the Fed started quantitative easing, I thought the inflation would take off. I was wrong. Instead, velocity, the rate at which money turns over per year, declined, taking away its inflationary sting. Velocity still is falling. So yeah, it is. A lot of the money, ends up going to richer people. So that's likely why I think the velocity money was falling. But Ambition says, I've traded Lucid 6 times today and will continue to hold and take profit on way up. EV is mandatory asset. We consume too much oil and at mercy of other countries for oil. EV, baby, yeah. I think EVs for sure are the way to go. Next car I buy, it's going to be an EV. But hopefully that won't be for a bit. I'm liking my current car right now. Let's see what else we got. So Ambition asks, what are you getting your degree in, Rob? So it's actually business with a concentration in finance. So, it stands to reason, right, that I started this channel because I'm interested in finance and that I would major in finance going to school. So, And Silver says, Zach, dividends, DWAC, cannabis, metals, foods. That's what you're in, I'm guessing, Silver. And let's see. So, Kolokotoi. So, price target for PROG. That's what we're looking at. So, PROG, it's tough to pin a specific price on it. I mean, we're still waiting for the shorts to even start covering. So, if they do start covering 22 million shares, that could really, if depending on how many diamond handsers are out there, as opposed to paper handsers, I mean, theoretically, you could get this thing going really high. It really depends on when people decide to start selling their PROG shares to the shorts that are trying to cover. So, I mean, it could go pretty high. I don't know. It's tough to pin a specific price on it. I don't love price targets. I don't love them. I could see us getting above the highs that we've been at so far, so I could definitely see us getting above 640. It really depends, though. After this big dip, we'll see if we can bounce off of $5 nicely, kind of like we did yesterday. Yesterday, we saw run up and then a little bit of a dip, and it wasn't looking good, but then we continued trending up the rest of the day. It really depends, though, if we can get those shorts to start covering. It looks like they've resisted thus far. They have resisted for a bit. So once the shorts start covering, we could really be moving up in a big, big way in PROG. I mean, that would be pretty significant. So it's tough to say exactly. Tough to say an exact price. So 200 likes. We're at 199 likes. Guys, one more like and I'm buying 1,000 shares of Sundial. And what a perfect price to be buying it at. Please, someone like the video right now so I can buy 1,000 shares of Sundial. I'm looking at the likes. We're at 199 right here on my screen, at least. Let's go 203. There we go. Now we can buy 1,000 shares of Sundial. All right, so let's pull that up. 1,000 right there, and we'll buy 1,000 right here. Nice. Average down a little bit. Good to see it. All right. Hopefully that will be the very bottom of Sundial, and we'll just start shooting up from here. I doubt it, though. It wouldn't surprise me to see us get to 80 cents. Maybe find some support there. We'll see. We'll see. But now we're in 3K shares right here on this account and 12K shares on the other account. So Dowadani says, I liked it twice, Rob. I don't know if that works. I don't know if that works. So Vivi says, Elon Musk meet Brazilian Minister of Communications and they will do business in Brazil. Go Tesla. There, it has the best battery tech innovation. Yeah, Elon meets Brazilian Minister of Communication and they will do it. Elon definitely has good battery tech, yeah. And Ambition 2020 says, everyone remember to like and subscribe. Rob puts out a lot of effort in this outstanding young man. I appreciate that, Ambition. Yes, I would appreciate if everyone, I assume a lot of the people who are watching have already liked and subscribed. We're at 215 likes right now. And we'll see how many subscribers we got. That would be nice. That would be nice. And Silver says, buy 2K, buy at 11 a.m. your time, 2K. We'll see if we can get if we can get 300 likes, I'll buy another K. How about that? If we can get up to 300 likes. The stream will probably be ending either 10:30 or 11 though. I've got some other stuff to do today, so we'll see if we can get it in before then. Is Prague buy now, says Abdulaziz Alazawi. At $5, if there ever were a point where it was going to bounce back, $5 is where we'd be looking for it to bounce back. Obviously, it's not a guarantee that we will. That's hopeful thinking, right? We're hoping that the institutions haven't figured out a way to naked short this thing or to push this thing down. But at $5, we're really hoping to hold that because we got 43,000 open interest call options sitting at 5. So hopefully we will be bouncing off of 5. If we were going to bounce, 5 is where we'd be looking to do it. Vivi says CHPT is doing good. And Zach Taylor talking about a 3,500% volume increase in INM. Let's take a peek at INM. Yeah, big volume. InMed Pharmaceuticals up 65% on the day. Okay, so they provided a business update, and it's very vague what they've posted. Okay, so they said, with the recent closing of the BayMedica acquisition, InMed now has a substantially different profile than just a few months ago. The company is now in its commercial stage as BayMedica has been selling cannabichromeni in bulk, CBC. InMed has also advanced past the healthy volunteer stage in the INM 755 clinical program through the initiation of the INM 755 Phase 2 trial. All right, so we've adjusted our valuation to US $292 million or US $23.50, $20.53 per basic share, to $293 to $24.24. Okay, so maybe this is a analyst covering them, saying that they're now adjusting their price target. Interesting, but they're not worth nearly that much. So that seems like a very high price target. So what's the deal? In addition, there was a decline in net cash. InMed had $15 million in cash and marketable securities as of September 30th. We currently model an additional $11 million being raised in 23. It looks the exact funding will depend on the expense level for the combined companies. So regardless of whatever that business update meant, it looks like people are liking it, and it's up 57% on the day. They closed, and it looks like they were having very low volume before all of this. So over the past 30 days, pretty low volume, and you can all of a sudden actually start to see volume bars here. InMed getting a lot of buyers coming in, and obviously a lot of sellers looking to take profits when something's up 57%. A lot of people are selling it as well, but mostly buyers stepping in, pushing the price up significantly. So AMC says Shabbat Hassan. AMC. Well, we'll take a peek. AMC, I know, was doing well a couple days ago. It got back up above $40. So that is good. They had been trending up, and it looks like they got stopped out around 44. Bounced off of that today even, it looks like. And now they're starting to move down a touch. But AMC, same old. We're just waiting for the big pump if that ever happens. I don't have any AMC shares, so I'm not too invested in AMC, but there we go. So PROG, on PROG, unfortunately we are dipping below 5, but we're back up right now on this bar at least, so we're going to see if we can't hold that. Hopefully 5 will hold. Rivian is down 17%, says Vivi. Yeah, Rivian is tanking. Tesla is soaring. Tesla up 2.83%, Rivian down 17%. It would not surprise me to see some of the capital flowing out of Rivian into Tesla, into a more profitable, stable company. And not necessarily stable. It obviously is very volatile, but a more well-known company at least. Rivian is unfortunately suffering just a little bit, down to $141, which is still very high regarding where they IPO'd. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with them. And Farid Ali, what do you think about ONON stock? Is doing very well recently. Can you please look into this stock? I have some stock, but I'm afraid it'll go down. ONON. Let's take a peek at it. So it's up 7% on the day. Not bad. Please look at it. Afraid it'll go down. So, so this one's pumping up big time. It's from lows of $28. It looks like their earnings just came out and were positive. They were profitable. So it looks like the stock is moving up big on that. And Williams Capital upgrades on holding to hold. So from sell to hold, they recommended holding the stock instead of selling it. So lifts Holdings price target to $49 from $38. All right, so that also helped them rise, and now they are actually hitting very close to the $49 price target. So might not be a bad sale if you're up on money on it and you don't care about the company that much over the long term. If it's not something that you're in with the high conviction over the long term, let me see what ONON does. Then not a bad idea maybe to sell. It's not financial advice, but if you wish to, then I might consider selling it if I were holding it. So On Holding Ag engages in the development and distribution of sports products. It sells products worldwide through independent retailers and global distributors, and own online presence and its own high-end stores. And has a market cap of $14 billion. So it is by no means a small company. I'm not a huge lover of these sports retailers. BGFV, Big Five Sporting Goods, potential short squeeze play, but not my favorite long-term hold company. So Zach says Dow back under 36,000. DJIA, let's take a peek. DJIA. Or maybe it's DJA? Huh. What was the Dow? There was a DJX, I guess. I guess DJX. I always thought it was DJIA, but whatever. Yeah, the Dow looks like did dip below 36,000. Now we're popping back up above, trying to get back there. But DJI, yeah, or DJX, DJI. All right, DJI will do it. DJI, I couldn't find DJI, but DJX, I believe, works as well. So just put $2,000 into Sundial. Hope you're right, says Krishna. I hope so too. I've got some big money in Sundial, so I'm hoping that Sundial does well also. I'm fairly confident that it will. I'm fairly confident. DJI, dollar DJI. Interesting. KTZ, thank you for the super chat. Discord coming soon, Rob. I have been meaning to work on that. I need to figure out how to actually do that in a way that won't allow bots and all that to just spam the chat and actually, I haven't used all that many Discord servers, so I should really do some research into that. But yeah, Discord coming soon. Hopefully by the end of the year. Though I don't know how many people would join. I might wait until 10,000 subs to actually launch it. But Discord, I am thinking about typically daily. I'm thinking about the Discord. So hopefully we'll get it coming soon. So that's the index. $DJI. Gotcha, Zach. So $DJI. Right here. Let's type it in right there. DJI. Okay, there we go. Yep. So nice. So, yeah, it looks like we're dropping below 36K. Not looking great. And yay for Discord, says Ambition. Yep, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be nice to have a means of communication when the streams aren't going. So that'll be good. And yeah, this is interesting. So DJI, I wonder what if SPY has one. I'm not typically done the dollar signs. Does the S&P have one, Zach? I'm curious. Or is it just the Dow that they talk about in terms of points like that? I think they talk about the S&P in terms of points as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think DXY, though. DXY is the dollar. Yeah, US dollar. So the dollar's doing... the dollar is actually a little down on the day. And Brent, wasn't an angry question. Genuinely curious about NASDAQ delist. Late to the stream, says Brent. Oh, whoops. Yeah, so missed your comment earlier, Brent, but speak to the February NASDAQ delisting correction. Saw video last night. Long-term hold now, I guess. Yeah. So we did discuss this a little bit earlier, but it looks like that SEC filing was old news. It looks like I will try to find this actually. Let me see if I can't find Sundial CEO discussing the actual delisting date, but it looks like Sundial will not be getting delisted until February. So that is good. Let me just pull this news up. So, where is that? Okay. So when did this come out? December 11th, 2020? No, that's old news. Let's see. Where is it? Well, we're looking for it. I'll look for it off camera because this is going to be a long slog through a bunch of websites if we start looking for it now. But I agree. I think that it would be a lot more obvious if Sundial was going to be delisted on the 22nd. I don't think we have anything to worry about. So Abstract has a Discord server. And it's an invite only. It's super easy to use. Yeah, that is convenient. I've used Discord before. I just haven't. I think I've even started a server, but it's just never been a widely used server. It was mostly for gaming back in high school. So haven't been too active on Discord since then. And Kelly asks, I got in late on Sundial when it was 301. Should I average down? If you can tolerate the risk, I mean, that's certainly a big price drop to average down on. So, yeah, I mean, 80 cents, you could certainly lower your cost average by quite a bit. But obviously, not a recommendation. I'm not telling you to buy more Sundial shares. If you're not comfortable with the risk, you could always just sit with what you've got and ride the wave if it moves up, and if it continues dropping, well, you're already down quite a bit, so not that big of a deal. But that is up to you. That is up to you. I obviously bought some more shares today, and if we get to 300 likes, I would be buying some more shares as well. So I like Sundial at 80 cents. I think 80 cents is a pretty good price for it. But Tuan Von Putin says, can you give me some thoughts about Camber Energy CEI? We'll take a peek at CEI. So it looks like it's actually about to get back into this $1.40 zone, maybe. We did actually just get bounced out of it, but for a while, CEI has been tanking. Ever since they got pushed out of this $1.40 to $1.80 zone, they started moving down, and they didn't quite get to $1. Didn't quite get to $1, but if Zach Morris tweets about it, I am confident that they could be doing pretty good. Pretty good. So let's see on Twitter if Zach Morris has tweeted about CEI, because that's what really caused the run-up last time. Zach Morris. Let's pull this up. So, Mr. Zach Morris on Twitter, and let's see if any mentions of CEI have popped up. So it looks like no. He's not mentioned CEI. Here's the Twitter, though. This is the guy who pumped CEI last time. And you can see right here, in his bio, I feel super honored. Thank you all for the love. I love pumping. So last time CEI was pumping, it was because Zach Morris was tweeting about it. If he starts tweeting about it again, and he might, if we can get back up to $1.40, he might try to take it to $1.80. We'll see. We'll see. It could always be good. And Abstract says, my Discord is only used for music networking. I started it a couple months ago, and it's doing very well. Nice. Nice. And Soto says Lucid is skyrocketing again. Let's take a peek. Lucid is doing decently. Yeah, they're doing decently. I mean, yeah, they're skyrocketing over the past 10 days. Sure, yeah, they are doing very well. They're down today of 1.52%, but we'll see. And Abstract Artemis is Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell. So, yeah, Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell, but not literally the exact Zach Morris from that, just using his name as a bit of a play on words, Saved by the Bell, as in, like, the closing bell on the markets, I guess. I think that's what he's trying to do there. But, yeah, it's an interesting play on words that he's got going with his name. And Zach Taylor says, man, these streams are fun, but you keep making me late for work. Happy trading, folks. All right, Zach, we'll see you in the next one. We'll see you in the next one. Have fun at work, man. And Soto's DWAC is waiting for the 19th of November 2021, I guess, to release the news. Well, I mean, I'm hoping that DWAC comes in with a big catalyst come November 19th, this Friday. I'm hoping they do. 19th is when the original shorts expire. And KTZ, thoughts on Matterport? The metaverse is coming. Yeah, I have thought about Matterport a bit. What is the ticker symbol on Matterport? Let me see this ticker symbol right here. So it is MTTR. But yeah, I have heard of Matterport. I have considered even buying one of their cameras because, let me show the cameras right here. They're very interesting, and Meet Kevin actually almost convinced me to buy one. But they're these really cool 3D imaging cameras that you can set up in a room, click it, it does a 3D scan of the room, and you can basically just take 3D models of your house or other people's houses, and you can turn that into a business of sorts. I ended up not doing it because it seemed like a lot of work, but they've got, I think theirs is like $3,000, and then there's some other cheaper ones that are like, $500 or $600, which I probably would have bought instead. But if you really want high quality stuff, they're doing incredible 3D scanning, and that is going to be very useful, most likely for Metaverse. I think they have a partnership with Facebook. I think that's the news that I heard about them. Let me see if I can't pull this up, because they do seem very promising, and obviously they have been spiking lately ever since this whole Facebook Metaverse news came out. They've been doing very well. I've not actually bought into them, though. I've not bought into them, and I kind of regret not having done that in the past because I'd be up quite a bit. if I bought when I first heard about them, probably near their depths when it was around $10. I should have done it. Yeah, so they're looking promising. And Brent says, I've been 3D scanning using Lysia equipment for 10 years. Yeah, there's a bunch of companies that do it. So here we go. This is June 30th, 2021. So not the newest news, but Matterport and Facebook AI Research collaborate to release the world's largest data set of 3D spaces for academic research. So I can only imagine this is going to help contribute with their with the metaverse. But let's see if there's something more recent. It looks like, okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So we'll turn this off and refresh the page. So Matterport stock has soared 32% on speculation it's going to be a big winner in Facebook's metaverse. And that is why they're up, obviously, the Facebook metaverse news. But wishing I bought a little bit of it. And I think, okay, so they offer a service that allows companies to offer three-dimensional virtual tours of properties that exist in the real world. Obviously, those properties might start existing only in the virtual world. If they get enough scans, they could probably scan some objects and whatnot and just import those right into a virtual world, and they'll look pretty realistic. So there is certainly a lot of promise with Matterport. And Abstract says, can't you 3D scan with an iPhone 12 Pro? I think you might be able to. That sounds like the kind of thing that Apple, I use an Android though, so I wouldn't know, but that sounds like the kind of thing that Apple would implement. But I think the deal is that it's not nearly as high quality as some of these, more expensive $3,000 cameras. I think that those are probably going to be what you're wanting if you want to make like an actual virtual world instead of, it would be less pixelated and all that. So Jimmy NG Morning Rob, if they can figure out how to harness energy from individuals while strapped into the metaverse like a battery, they should make a movie like that. Yeah, I think we've all seen that. They certainly should figure out how to do it. But I don't know if that's the most efficient or the most realistic plot to a movie. We all like Matrix, and have you guys heard about the new Matrix movie that's coming out? It sounds pretty cool. I watched the trailer. It has Neil Patrick Harris in it, so it looks pretty cool. It's obviously got Keanu Reeves and all that. But Neil Patrick Harris, surprising addition to the cast of The Matrix. So that new Matrix trailer, you guys should check that out if you haven't done it. And Silver says, DWAC gearing for real world folks versus metaverse meta gearing up for Matrix folks. Yeah, that does seem to be the case. And DWAC passed $60, it looks like. DWAC. Yes, it did. But MTTR, I am interested in. I'm thinking about, it seems very steep now to be entering. I don't know. It seems very steep. I mean, obviously their cameras are going to be very useful for metaverse stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to buy in at these elevated prices. And how much money they can actually make off of it, right? If they're just selling the cameras, well, you only need to buy the cameras a couple of times, and then you can take all the scans you want. So I don't know. We'll see. They could be doing good. They're getting very close to profitability. It looks like they beat earnings last we had an earnings call. And let's see. Amin says, should I keep holding Sundial? I bought it 92 cents, or should I get into PROG? Personally, I think that Sundial over the long term has more potential. PROG, we could really blow up, but I'm not loving the fact that we're sitting around 5. Hopefully this will act as a support for us. I'm hoping that we bounce off of it in a nice way, but I don't know if I would take a loss on Sundial. I mean, it's your choice, man. It's your choice. This isn't financial advice, but if I had bought Sundial at 92, I probably wouldn't be looking to take a loss on it now, now that we're nearing support at 80 cents. To get in on PROG. PROG is looking very promising, it is looking very promising. We have risen a bunch over the past couple of days, but it has never looked more threatening to shorts. A lot of open interest call options just became in the money. Granted, we lost the 550 today. Hopefully we'll get back there, but there are still quite a few shorts, and those we'll have to cover at some point, unless they just keep holding out forever, which I don't think they can do. I think eventually they'll become insolvent, but PROG is going down, says Sotos. Yeah, unfortunately, PROG is on the dip. Looks like we're finding some support at $5 though. So Abstract says the iPhone 12 Pro and 13 Pro have LiDAR scanners. I have an iPhone 11, so I don't really know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Haven't used an iPhone in a while. I've only ever used a friend's iPhone, so don't have one myself. But KTZ says Nike filed 7 trademark applications to enter the metaverse. Interesting. Let me pull that up. I wonder what kind of applications or what kind of. Let me pull it up off screen. What is it? Patents? Several trademarks. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so Nike is quietly preparing for the metaverse, says CNBC. They've filed 7 trademark applications as it prepares to enter the metaverse. As part of the application, the company indicates its intent to make and sell virtual branded sneakers and apparel. Oh no. People familiar with Nike's plans said the space is a priority for the brand and consumers can expect to see more virtual rollouts in the months ahead. So they are looking to profit off of people buying fake sneakers, not even fake sneakers, virtual sneakers, sneakers that do not exist and clothes that do not exist. I can't imagine what they're going to be charging for this. I mean, I like the metaverse and all that, but the NFTs, it seems like there really is no need to be charging people for virtual things at that point. Once everyone's living in the virtual world, maybe you charge just a little fee just to let them live in the virtual world and then give them access to all the stuff. Maybe a finder's fee if somebody invents a piece of code for the first time that people can start downloading, but it seems almost a little greedy to just start charging people for virtual sneakers when you can make an infinite amount of them. I don't know. Obviously, companies are going to try and do it, but the knockoff sneakers are going to be so realistic. I mean, who's to say which one is better, right? The knockoff or the actual Nikes if you're in a virtual world. Obviously, the NFTs, you'll have a little piece of code saying that this is actually legitimately sold by Nike and all that. But I don't know if there's any real utility in just the brand recognition. I don't know. The materialism of it all. Who knows? Who knows? Certainly, companies can make a lot of money. A lot of people are going to buy into that and enjoy it, but I'm not sure. Not sure if I'm going to buy in. So, Ambition, wow. Again, what's reality? What you make of it? Just wow. Yeah, I agree with that, Ambition. Silver says, real as you can touch it. Jimmy NG says, NFT Air Jordans. Get ready. Ready Player Baby, says Chris Cross. Ready Player One, yeah. Most NFTs, once you buy the digital version, you get the physical as well. Oh, okay. That's cool. Though it doesn't seem like that's going to be the direction we're taking it. We'll see, though. We'll see. And Flux Force says, Rob, please take a look at OG Organic Growth in infant stages of a growth stock. I'll take a peek at OG. So, Onion Global Limited ADR. Are you sure that's the company OG? Or I think you said Organic Growth. This is Onion Global, which, granted, over the past year has been making moves from 3 all the way to over 10. It looks like people are buying onions. I don't know if this is the stock you meant for me to look at. So, it looks like it's a pretty low volume stock. I don't know about this one. So, Abstract, it's kind of like a Minecraft skin you have to buy. Yeah, I get that. But once we're all living in the metaverse, I feel like, we probably have some decent energy solutions. So really all it costs is electricity to make that stuff and maybe some human effort to code it initially. If you just pay those people off and buy the code, you could easily distribute it to everybody. No need to keep all the wealth or keep people paying for it. If we're all working in the metaverse, I mean, are they going to make fake jobs in the metaverse and fake things for people to do that don't actually build anything real? And then you can afford more virtual fake things? Who knows? How you would be getting money if you're spending all your time in the metaverse. So everybody plugged in at home, fat in chairs with Oculus, says Silver. And Ambition is starting to believe they're really in the Matrix. Yeah, it could be. We might be in a simulation right now. Elon Musk has spoken on that. Nick Washington, what's going on with PHUN and DWAC? What is going on? What happened with them? Did something change? No, they're still sitting around 60 bucks. So 60 is, they've just been stuck to 60 for a bit. They have been, and this is actually good, the fact that they've been bouncing off of 55 in the past. You can see a couple of times they bounced off of 55 here. 55, I think that might have been the first one, but here they bounced off of 55. Also here, they got close to 55 this time. They bounced off of 55 again right here. So DWAC has been actually trending up, staying at 60 bucks now. And PHUN will pull up, I think $4 is the 55 of PHUN. But, ooh, it looks like PHUN has taken a bit of a tumble today, moving below 380, which is where we had hoped to stay above. So PHUN taking a bit of a tumble. Nothing new, though. PHUN has always been a little bit less bullish than DWAC. DWAC is the real deal, the one that's actually taken Trump's company public. So that's what people are in there for. Okay, so let's see. Inmates running the system, Nick. Trump bought in the $10 to $50 range. And Abstract says, I'll take a fake job in the metaverse if I don't have to go to my real job. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure some people will. But what's the difference at that point? What's the difference between a fake job and a real job? And Krishna says, apart from Sundial, what other stocks are you thinking of buying? So I am actually very interested in some gold stocks, right? I'll pull up gold. We've got some silver stocks right here. And I think that gold and silver could be doing very well, right? If you look, here's the price. I'll pull it up over Sundial very briefly. But here's the gold chart. Here's how gold has been doing. And I think that inflation is really going to be ramping up over the next couple of months. It's going to be becoming more apparent to people. It's already up huge. But I just think that inflation is really going to start ramping up more. I think that gold is probably going to react to that. I think we could see all-time highs. If you look at the past 3 years, we've been doing very well with gold. We recently actually just got pushed down a little bit, and unreasonably so, I think. I think that we should have continued moving up very much because we were printing so much money. But obviously, we'll see what happens with it. I'm hoping that we can break 2,000 bucks on gold spot price-wise. And if we do, the gold miners are certainly going to be going up as well. They've taken a big tumble as well. Gold, GOLD, Barrick Gold, gold mining company is currently at a pretty good valuation, right above 20 bucks, 21 bucks. I could see us getting to 30 or 40 or 50 bucks if gold starts making really high new highs. I could see us getting very high with Barrick Gold and with AG, a nice silver miner. Silver's a bit more volatile. If you look, take a peek at the past 3 years, they did just take a big dip, and it looks like they're starting a fresh uptrend right here. Same for gold right now. GOLD and AG seem to both be doing pretty well over the past couple of weeks. Obviously, they were doing decently before, and it's all going to depend on the price of gold and silver, right? That's what drives those companies. So I think GOLD and AG are potential good plays. Not a recommendation for anyone to buy them. Obviously, I'm actually down on money on them because I was buying them back here when they were like in 26 or 27 and have been averaging down. So I'm just hoping that these start moving up eventually, alongside gold. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with them. And Abstract says, there's some good OTC gold stocks that are pretty cheap, but I only use Public and Webull, so I can't buy them. I gotcha. Yep. I bet there are a lot of good, gold miners that are pretty cheap and whatnot, but I prefer, the larger companies that are less risky in my opinion. Because there's already a decent amount of risk with these stocks, right? If gold and silver crash, if they tank, then these stocks are done for, right? They're moving down in a big way. But we'll see. So Silver says, I held AG for years, made money several times. I like for the future, but I'm betting it all on DWAC since I bought lots of physical in 2015 Christmas. Yeah, that's not a bad decision, right? If you've already got physical, then you don't necessarily need the gold and silver stocks. But typically, sometimes the silver miners can move up, or gold miners can move up more than the underlying asset percentage-wise. But not always. That's not always the case, but sometimes they can. So what we're going to pull up? Sundial. Let's pull up Sundial right here. Get it back on the chart. And what are we missing comment-wise? So Scarlett says, hi, what is the price target for PROG? Well, I'll tell you, I don't do price targets. I don't like saying a specific price. But if we can stay above 5, well, we recently got, let me pull up the call options on it. We recently got a lot of open interest call options in the money yesterday, as well as today. We got 43,000 at 5, and earlier we had 21,000 at 550. So by Friday, institutions are going to have to start buying up shares of PROG. They're going to have to start covering their obligations on those call options. And also, that might have just ended the stream. Did that end the stream? I hope it didn't, but I think it did. Let's see. Is the stream still going? Let's see. Okay, the stream is still going somehow. Even though I closed out that tab. Let's see. Okay, I'm no longer sure how to end the stream. Even though I closed out that. All right. Let me pull this up. Hold on. Still streaming. All right. What I did is I accidentally closed out the tab on the stream, so I'm no longer sure how I can end it. But let me see what happens if I how the heck can I get back in? This is a tough situation right here. Maybe if I go live. Okay, and I can click on this. Nice. There we go. There we go. So now I'm back in the stream. All right. Cool. Back at it. Cool. So, what was I saying? What was I looking for before I accidentally closed the stream? I forget. I forget. So, now we're back, but I'm trying to find a comment, and maybe that'll remind me of what I was looking. Okay, so price target for PROG. Here is what we were looking at. These shorts have not yet covered on PROG. So the shorts, there's still 22 million short shares out on PROG. 26.85% of the free float. I could see this going much higher. See PROG's price going much higher if they start to cover. And Abstractus, you were talking about Sundial. I think I was talking about PROG. I'm pretty sure I was talking about PROG. But regarding the PROG shorts, I certainly think that we could... I'm not going to give a price target on it, but we could certainly get a lot higher if we can stay above 5 until Friday. 550 would be ideal. Past that, it doesn't matter as much. You know, maybe we can get above... Oh, wow, they just added right now, live on stream, they added $10 call options on PROG stock. All right, they're really trying to sell these call options. So yeah, now there are $10 call options on PROG stock. We've only had 4 volumes so far. People must have just noticed it. But literally minutes ago, these became available to trade because we were just looking at it and 750 was the highest strike price available. Now there's $10 call options right there. So there you go. As PROG has been rising, they've been adding in more call options for it. So interesting stuff. We'll have to take a peek tomorrow and see what the open interest is. I don't believe that'll update until markets close and they get a count of them, but really cool. So now there are a lot more potential people who could be buying PROG options for somewhat cheaper, but these, once again, I'll point out that the options are very risky, right? Because if you're buying these options, you're betting that PROG will be $10.15 or $10.20, depending on what price you get them at, by Friday, and that's when you break even. So the call options are very risky, but still a ton of shorts in there that we could be squeezing out. And you know, who's to say when they're actually going to start covering? They haven't started yet, but you can see on this chart right here of the short interest, of when the short interest actually started accruing. A lot of the shorts, a decent amount of them, came in when PROG was below $1. And then we got even more, a ton coming in actually when PROG was between $1 and $2. And a bunch more came in when PROG was between $2 and $3. So a ton of shorts in between the $1 and $2 and $3 prices. And that means that shorts are either down 100%. If we get to $6, then shorts are down about 100%, 200%, or 300% on their money, or 600% on their money actually. So some shorts have probably started covering if they were short at $1, but it's looking good for PROG as long as we don't get pushed down, as long as people don't get greedy and start taking profits early. which, if you want to do, that's fine, right? Because there is always the risk that we will tank. We've obviously moved up a bunch. People who were in Prague for a while are up big on money. So may as well take some profits if you wish. But what were we looking at? Gordo says, if China wants gold, I do too. China has bought so much gold over the past few years. Yeah, China was buying gold, and I think they stopped buying U.S. Treasuries. They stopped buying U.S. Treasuries as well. So, Metaverse FB is a junk stock, says Vivi. I don't know. I have the Oculus Quest 2. It's pretty cool, although I will admit I don't really use it that often. So I will admit it's not the best. They have a long way to go with VR and the metaverse. But I think that in the future, it'll certainly be a big industry that a lot of people are making a lot of money on, Facebook included. I wouldn't call it a junk stock. They've also got real stuff like Instagram and all that. So, Miss T, what gold stock do you recommend? Well, I do not recommend any gold stock, but the one that I am most convinced will be moving up is Barrick Gold. Even Warren Buffett bought this at one point. I think he's sold it since, but GOLD is the ticker. Very easy ticker to remember, and I think that they'll be doing pretty good over the course of the gold bull rally. Once we really start seeing gold prices move up, I think they're poised to really profit from that. Right? They've already been profiting. They already pay out dividends, so I do not mind holding them over the long term. Right? They're paying out dividends, and they are likely to rise quite a bit when gold prices actually start rising. So, and Vivi says Facebook has already messed the reputation. Yeah, I think they have. They definitely have. They're not ideal. I don't love Facebook. By no means do I love Facebook, but it doesn't mean the stock isn't going to go up. I think that they're doing pretty good strategically, but not morally. So 1057. 1057. Let's see if we can't get to 250 likes. We've got 146 viewers right now. If we could get to 250 likes, that would be nice to see. We're only 10 likes away from 250. So not that much. Not that much would need to happen to boost us up just a touch. So who wants to be one of the 10 people? We've got 5 likes already. Only 5 likes left that we need to get to 250, and we just did it. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. But 1058. It has been about 2 hours that we've been streaming now, so we're looking to end the stream around 11. Got some other stuff to take care of today, so thank you guys for joining me. It was super fun as usual, and we had a question about the Discord. I will be working on a Discord sometime soon, so keep an eye out for that. I do post, I've started posting to the YouTube community section or whatever, so it's almost like a social media thing, but I think that the Discord would be better than that. So we're ending the stream in a good way with 257 likes. Thank you guys for joining us today. It was super fun. See you guys in the next one on Thursday. It is so Thursday. I'll see you guys at 9 sharp. All right, later, guys. Have a good one.